screen. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go just to the left. I've actually lost my playlist. I'm going to go just to the left and we're going to talk about the mic channels here. So this is something that we've finally done. Something I've been wanting for a very long time. 2 microphone inputs, 3-band EQ on both mics, kill switches here, and a talk over feature here, and then just a level for your mic. So everything you need to have if you're in the mobile industry, or if you've got a hype man at a club, anything mic work related. We've really upped our game with this, because previously we had 2-band, 1 mic, 1 backup. We weren't really looking at the mobile guys or microphone guys. If you work as a mic duo and a DJ, it's perfect for you. The new feature within our microphones is we've added a feedback reducer. So who doesn't understand what feedback is? It literally happened when I started this talk. Feedback is where the signal comes back through the speakers and then you get some really harsh distortion. That's the basics of feedback. I'm not going to go into the frequency range for those techie sound engineers stood in front of me going, well actually you could do this and we don't want to know. Now the old school way of doing it, what you do is like I've done here, you'd invert your speakers, because then the wave will bounce off the walls and it technically doesn't come back to you. That's a good way of reducing feedback. Or you look at your gains, you look at your EQ. It's really difficult. So on 5.6.0's record box, we added a feedback reducer. It was a software version, and all that was just a test to see if it actually worked. Because if it didn't, we'd have taken it off the next update. It was a test because we knew we wanted a hardware version for this. So it did work, and what it means is, if you guys can see sort of the feedback reducer here. So what this means is if I've got feedback reducer on light, so if my microphone here is giving me just a little bit of hissing or distortion or any form of sound, just a little bit, that's known as light feedback, right? So you can switch to light feedback, and all you need to do is turn that on, and that will cut, it will capture sort of like a limiter, it will capture those frequencies that are feeding back and it will stop them immediately. Just by, so you've gone are the days of checking EQs and make sure you stand here when you talk with a mic, don't stand anywhere over there, and it's a nightmare. I've been a sound engineer for a band before, it's an absolute nightmare. So, and then of course if you're getting major feedback, switch it to heavy and then turn it on. So that's one of the new features on our controller range, XDJ range should I say. You guys just give me a, is that looking alright still? Yeah. Yeah, good. Good, right, so then if we go to the right hand side here, this is definitely something that I was really happy that we've done. We've got the master, the booth monitor, sorry, the booth level, 2 USB inputs, the second USB input you can record on it, and then of course we've got now a 3-band EQ on the master. Now, for the more inexperienced DJ, what this allows you to do is it allows you to EQ your room before you've even started. So if you're a mobile DJ or if you're DJing in a club that has a sound engineer, more than likely he's probably going to EQ your room for you. If he hasn't, he needs to get his arse in gear, because that's exactly what he's being paid to do. Sorry, I brought up some stuff then from the past. I've had it before myself. This allows you to personally EQ your room, right? So my advice to anybody starting out or already in the industry, if you're going to go in sort of doing your own parties, stuff like that, get a track playing. Always get it to the drop first before you EQ your room. There's no point in EQing on something like that, because you're not going to get the full effects, not all the frequencies coming through. Always send it straight to your drop first, then EQ on your drop, because that's when all the frequencies will bleed through. Makes sense? And what it allows you to do is allows you to just make a few tweaks depending on your room, because every room will be different. The acoustics in every room is going to be different. If you're moving speakers in and out of rooms, you're constantly using those that 3-band EQ on the master. So it allows you to EQ your room to get it however your room sounds great. What that means is then your 3-band EQ here can stay at 12 o'clock. No, you know, I've before this came about, if I had a walk around the room and I think, well, it's a bit basic, I've got to make sure when I mess my EQs, I don't go over 12 o'clock on the bass or something like that. What you can do is you can just EQ the whole thing and then leave your EQs per channel at 12 o'clock. And it's a great way for that, because then it allows you to use your EQs more constructively when you're mixing. Yes, Mike.
Is there any way you can set that and then disable it so no one else can touch it?
No.
No.
Because if you move this to a different room, you're going to have to reset it anyway.
Okay.
Every room's going to be different. But no, you can't disable it. That'll just sort of stay as it is. So we've got a queue feature as well, which will allow you to every now and again just have a quick check with what the crowd are hearing. But another cool feature with this is, do you remember a couple of minutes ago when I was talking about the menu here, which doubles up to utility? If I hold that, I can go down to master equalizer. So at the minute, it's on my master, but you can also have it on your booth. And I would advise you to do that if you're in a club, because you want to hear exactly what the crowd are hearing for the best quality of audio, best quality of sound. So you might as well just have it on your booth as well, because what happens out there happens in your booth. You're then mixing to that as well. It just makes sense to. And all you do is click it and you put master and move booth out. Good. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Yes?
Master and the booth, are they the same settings or can you have them different?
They can't have them different, no. They'll be the same settings, yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah.